dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber Universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Dynamite on this edition of the New World Podcast. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're talking about Monday Night Raw, November 25th, 2024. We're in Glendale, Arizona, so right down the street from me here in good old Flagstaff. Joe and Wade on commentary. We started off with Gunther. Oh, Gunther. I don't know. I don't. This angle between him and Damian, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also like, why are we making Gunther look so weak? Like, what's the point of this? Like, Damian comes out and just lights his ass on fire again, and they get in a big old fight, and Damian puts him through a table. He tells him, like, hey, man, you know, this street trash, he's really harping on that. This street trash is going to beat you. Is that what scares you, Gunther? That I'm going to beat you? This person that you think that's so beneath you and everything like that? I'm going to beat your ass? Like, and Gunther's like, oh, I'm scared. But, you know, but he gets, Damian's holding the championship up. This is the build-up to Survivor Series this Saturday. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've been playing the T-Pain's War Games, not War Games, well, you know what I mean, the theme song, and he's got such a great voice. But yeah, so that's how we started off the show. Then we get Bianca and Naomi backstage, and Io and Rhea. They got to find their fifth person. So Naomi, Naomi goes, what about Bayley? Bianca's like, girl. You know I have history with her. It's like, yeah, that was like a bazillion years ago, to be really honest. But Naomi's like, come on. And Rhea's like, I don't care who the fifth person is. Because of Jade being attacked and everything. But Rhea's like, just stay out of my way when I go get Liv. And Bianca's like, girl. Yeah, so a little drama. Io suggested her homie, and they're like, no, we don't need more damage control in here. LWO versus American Made. American Made gets the win. We go to the Judgment Day backstage. Truth tells them all they're not invited to Thanksgiving. Even wrote on Twitter, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody except. And I hope y'all turkey is dry AF. But Finn taking the leadership, even though there's no leaders in the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is making himself the leader without saying he's the leader. We get Braun versus Ludwig. I had a lot of fun with this match, man. This match was awesome. Ludwig is so good. Braun Breaker and Ludwig just go to town. Then, of course, here comes Sheamus. And this match ends in a DQ. Then it starts at a brawl. They just start fighting. We go to commercial. They come back. They're still fighting. And Adam comes out. He's like, you know what? Y'all want to fight? Well, a triple threat's going to happen at Survivor Series. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go. So Sheamus, Braun, and Ludwig are all going to fight for the Intercontinental Championship. And we already know it's going to be a banger. Then we get Kathy with the Bloodline, without Roman, of course. Roman may only makes his appearances on SmackDown. But we get Kathy with the Bloodline. You know, they're going to go to war. And CM Punk is going to meet with Roman this Friday, which is tonight. I'm very excited. Then we get the Judgment Day versus War Raiders. But because of Dom and Carlito, the Judgment Day retained those tag team championships. I was like, wow, what a way to build the War Raiders and not let them win. Because I told my wife, I looked at her, I was like, you know, I am excited we're getting new tag team champions. Nope, I take that back. We got the New Day versus Alpha Academy. Very short match. Alpha Academy got the win, and they celebrated. And New Day slowly falling apart. But we got a heated backstage, jabs at each other. You know, to the point to where I thought Kofi was going to be like, yeah, you remember the time he turned the page? Huh? I mean, they were getting deep cuts into each other, and I was just like, damn. And I had my popcorn. I'm like, this is tasty. This is drama I need. And next week we are celebrating the 10 years of the New Day, and it's all gonna fall apart. Final Testament backstage, and we got Butch, Pete, whatever you want to call him, Scarlett. Then they leave Scarlett alone. And Nikki, the Wyatts. The Wyatts are taking over the Final Testament's psyche. They're like, hey, we're going to outsmart you. And Nikki beats up Scarlett. Then we get the Women's Intercontinental Championship announcement. I was like, because they got the United States Women's Championship, which they're doing a tournament for now. Now they got an Intercontinental Championship for the women's. I'm just like, damn. Let's go. This is history in the making. Then we get our Tiffy, Nia, Candice, Raquel, Liv backstage. Because Nia has a War Games advantage match with Bianca. You know, Nia's like, I got this. Then we get a Bloodline promo. Package for what's been going on. Then we get Bianca versus Naomi. And here comes Bayley to help Bianca. And Bianca gets the win. And she will get the advantage at War Games for her team, and basically we have confirmed Bayley will be a part of that team. I give this Raw a solid 5 out of 5. My match of the night is Ludwig versus Braun Breaker until the end where Sheamus interrupted, but I got more excited when they announced it's going to be a triple threat. Devil horns up. So tell me what you thought of that show. I give it a solid 5 out of 5, man. That was Monday Night Raw, November 25th, 2024. Now we move to NXT, November 26, 2024. Vic and Booker on commentary. We started off with Ridge going through the Chase U flag like it doesn't matter because he wants his opportunity, which is at Deadline against Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Deadline's going to be banging, folks. Oh. Then we started off with the Iron Survivor qualifier match. Ethan Page versus Axiom. Awesome match, man. And I'm so happy for Ethan. He's going to be in that Iron Survivor qualifier match. It's a good time to be alive and a good time to be a WWE fan. And what they've done with Ethan Page is so great. And they just released footage of the behind the scenes of CM Punk at Survivor Series last year when he showed up. The deal was cut close. And we all know the backstory, but we got to see the behind-the-scenes footage, and there's a really great moment where Triple H is peeking through the curtain and being like, oh, there's my boy. We're going to cook so much, man. And it's been a year. That's crazy. That is crazy. But, of course, after this match ends, it just ends in a tag team madness. Like, OTM, and then Javon was there, Wes, and, like, everybody that's part of the Iron Survivor, that every tag team in the building, they start going to war with each other. And Ava's got to get this shite together. Then we get to Lola versus Ren. Fun match. Lola for the win. We get our North American Championship match on the men's side. We also get one for the women's, which is the main event. Tony versus Sean. Tony retains. This was a fun match. I'm not going to lie. It was a fun match for what it was. Then we get an Iron Survivor qualifier match. Julia versus Kalani Jordan. I was very excited about this matchup. I was like, I really like Kalani Jordan. I think she is very talented. And Julia, of course, you know, she's the big star here. And of course, she gets to win. And Jordan held her own. I will say that. Jordan held her own against Julia, and it was an awesome match. I think this was my match of the night, next to Fallon and Tatum. Ava's backstage, you know, with the tag team division. Eddie Thorpe is trying to talk to her. And my God, Eddie Thorpe didn't push Ava, but the tag team, getting crazy as it was, pushed Ava. And Shawn comes, and Shawn Michaels is like, hey, you know, what happened? And Ava's like, I was talking to Eddie. And then Shawn got mad. And Shawn went and grabbed Eddie and threw him against the door that goes up and down. You know, that thingy. But he throws him again. He's like, don't you ever, rah, rah, I'm Shawn Michaels. And I was like, oh, the drama's so juicy here. So I want to know if this is a big push for Eddie Thorpe. I'm rooting for him. One, because I'm a little biased. He's Native American. I'm Native American. We need some Native American love in here, you know. So I'm hoping this is a big angle for Eddie Thorpe. And with Shawn getting in his face, I was like, ooh, drama. We got Trick and Ridge going back and forth, and an unexpected guest, Eric Bischoff. Oh my gosh. Eric Bischoff says next week he will be here on NXT. And I was like, oh, we're cooking now, boys. We're cooking now. Get the pot, get the pans, get the whatever. We're cooking. Eric Bischoff is going to show up, and it's going to be for Trick and Ridge. He's going to stir the pot and get a little controversy going. Now our main event, the North American Championship, Fallon versus Tatum. Great match. Of course, fatal influences on the outside. Ends up in a big beatdown. And guess who's back? Back again. Gigi's back. Tell some friends. Gigi's back. Gigi's back. Gigi's back. Gigi's back. Looking great. Oh my goodness. When she got into I was like, oh my God, Gigi's back. Finally. A little something. And I give this solid NXT show 4 out of 5. And my match of the night is Julia versus Kalani Jordan. So tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. And are you ready for the main event? Now, Dynamite. November 27th, 2024. We got the Continental Classic going now. So I got a little confused about this. Okay, so the current Continental Champion is Okada. No, is it Okada? It's Okada, right? So does that mean the title is forfeit and is now a part of this tournament? Because the whole point of this thing is whoever wins, because I believe Kingston won last year, Eddie Kingston, and held that title for a while. Then Okada has that title now. But is it forfeited because of this tournament? Because they had the title out there. So I was just a little confused. Just a little bit. But we started off with the Blue League. Mark Briscoe versus Shelton. I was very surprised Mark got the win over Shelton Benjamin. But before that, we had the Hurt Syndicate come out. They cut a promo before. And the internet, I love you. The way Bobby Lashley was dressed, they're like, hey, he has to be Homie and Lilo and Stitch. And I was like, it's perfect. They cut a promo, and after such a crap ending to Full Gear, I was wondering how we're going to pick up the pieces here. But we had some solid matches. But Mark got the win over Shelton. Then Tony's with Mercedes Moné. And Camille leaves. And I was like, thank God. Just detach yourself completely, Camille. And then go after Mercedes Moné. And just beat her ass. Camille, good luck. Then we get the Ring of Honor Championship. Jericho and Ishii too. I don't care. Jericho retained. Who cares? Renee with Swerve. Then Platinum interrupts, and they get in the fight. Why? Because Platinum's just, I'm angry. Nut up or shut up. They get in the fight. Tony then's with Hangman. Then here comes Jay. Then here comes the Mox Cult. And I was like, oh my God, we're tying these guys now to Jay White. I was like, no, please, Lord, no, I don't want this. Then we go into a Gold League match, Ricochet versus Claudio. They got bald chants in this piece, yo. I mean, you are bald, we are bald. There's two bald men fighting each other, and guess what? Claudio got the win over Ricochet. I'm like, man, Ricochet. I know this whole bracket thing's gonna be, cutting it close to the wire or whatnot, and the way it's laid out. And I like the Continental Classic. I like the structure of it. But Ricochet losing, and now just part of the roster, Twitter feed meltdowns and everything like that. It's just like, bruh, you lost. You keep losing. And you got these people chanting bald chants. We get Renee with Don Callis and Kyle. He beat Will Ospreay in probably one of the best matches off the pay-per-view this past week. Oh, I love that match so much. Then we get Adam Cole. Got Undisputed Kingdom with them. And Kyle O'Reilly comes out and gets in his face. Then MJF. And I don't know. I'm kind of bored with this. Honestly, I'm like, I think out the gate we should have had Adam Cole versus MJF. I understand we're prolonging this for some odd reason, but yeah. And it's funny. It's like I don't want to be a negative person on Dynamite or AEW in general, but once we have two solid shows like a Raw and NXT, and I go into this, I'm like, what WTF? Then we go into Queen versus Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter for the win. And I will say, this Julia Hart tease is getting me going because once again, Jamie's like celebrating, the lights go out, then it comes back on. It's like teasing of Julia Hart. And they keep cutting off Jamie and all her promos and whatnot. It's okay. Not a big Jamie fan, but I am a big Julia Hart fan. We get Renee with Mina. Then, of course, Mariah attacks. You know, this is her next challenge, and I think it's going to be at World's End, which is December 28th. Long time to build to a pay-per-view, but hopefully it's a good one. Gold League, Darby versus Brody. And with all this madness, and Darby and everything, Darby loses to Brody. Yeah, I was like, huh. He's all wrapped up and whatnot from that car crash and stuff like that, but damn, Darby loses to Brody. But that's Dynamite in a nutshell. Honestly, after the pay-per-view, I was like, what, why? Should I care? I'll keep watching now. Why? Because I love pro wrestling. I love AEW, and I wanted to strive and survive, but they need something, man. This is like WCW 2000s bad. Vince Russo WCW. Just, ugh. And hopefully who's going to be their next challenger to Jon Moxley? Is it going to be Darby? I don't want that. No, it's funny. Last night, me and the wife. Well, let me see. I give the show a solid 3 out of 5. And my match of the night, I'll say Darby and Brody. They gave a good main event. So 3 out of 5. Put the notebook over there. Me and the wife were watching some CM Punk interviews. And she was just like, we should rewatch the Hell in a Cell match. And this is on Thanksgiving Day. And we had a great Thanksgiving. I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving, man. We celebrated early for my birthday. Awesome. Whole family together. And then on Thanksgiving, me and my wife did this like Native American Irish fusion dinner. Lamb stew, but with cabbage and stuff like that. And some fry bread. Oh yeah, yo. It went down. It went down my throat, into my belly. I had a fat day. It was a glorious one. So, but now it's time to get back on track. Trying to get lean, trying to get mean and clean. But we watched the Hell in a Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and she's like, this has to be your match of the year. And I'm like, she goes, I bet it's Cody and Roman. I was like, yeah, that match is just chef's kiss. And I was like, yeah, I really did. Then after the rewatch, I really enjoyed that Hell in a Cell match, man. The storytelling, it's the end of a trilogy. These two are going to beat the hell out of each other. It was just so well played. And then I thought of the whole year. I'm like, man, so many great moments and stuff like this, man. And it's all from WWE. I was thinking of every single AEW pay-per-view. There was great matches. Yes, great matches. But those moments, and just scratch your head moments, like the bag over Bryan Danielson's face and everything. And I looked at the last year's pay-per-views. I was like, man, I was more invested last year with AEW than I am this year. Like last year we had the Brochachos with Adam Cole and MJF. We had the Samoa Joe title run for a little bit. There was some things that were cooking, man. And then we got Swerve and everyone rejoiced. That was this year. And it just kind of just filtered away, And Swerve re-signed his contract. And I was like, MJF re-signed his contract because remember he came back and we're like, yeah! Oh, all that stuff with the Brochachos, man. I was so invested in that. So invested. And it's just like, that was all last year, though. This year, I don't have anything. I don't care about the Moxley stuff. Yeah. The Acclaim's going to break up. Oh, okay, whatever. I'd rather see the New Day break up because there's history there, But that's the thing, y'all. I'm going to end this podcast on a good note. I love pro wrestling. I want it to thrive. I want it to survive. I can't wait to go sit down and watch Impact and catch up on TNA because I've been a little slacking there. But yeah, I'm like my love is like what it was yesterday when the Detroit Lions. Yes, I'm a Lions fan. Been a Lions fan for a very, very long time before it was freaking cool. Because in this town, I'm seeing everyone dressed in Lions gear. I'm like, hey, hey, Jim, weren't you picking on me last week? No, I mean, like a year ago about being a Lions fan, being choke artist and stuff. Now you're wearing a Lions shirt? What the frick? Come on, bruh. Damn. But no, like, I think to describe my love for pro wrestling right now is just like I was for the Lions game yesterday. Like, it was down to the wire with Chicago. Chicago choked hard. They should have pulled a timeout. They could have won that game. But we walked in, and no points on Chicago's side into the half. We went to halftime, 0-16. And then all of a sudden, Chicago comes back like a bad mamma jamma. I don't know how Williams got that on us, but goddamn. And down to 20-23. Chicago's got the ball back. And I was just like, oh, my God. I'm shaking and stuff, trying to eat my lamb stew. My wife's like, you okay? I'm like, no. They're going to lose to the Bears, and I can't live with that right now. But no. But because of Chicago messing up, we are 11-1. Never in my years of being a Detroit Lions fan have I ever felt this glory. It was a win, but it was a scary one, and that's how my love for pro wrestling is right now. It's just like, what's going to happen? We still win in the end. And that's the point right there. We still win in the end, even with all the mess-ups and everything like that. So it's pro wrestling. We got to love it. And the show of the week, Monday Night Raw. Why? Because we're building the Survivor Series, baby. War games. Throw up them devil horns. Okay? All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share it, grab the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just practicing some piano. Guys, in regards to you both wanting to fight me, I've thought about it long and hard for the past 20